Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mayur Jadhav. So guys, today it's going to be an Photoshop tutorial. So it's been sorry for that. So it's been so long that I haven't posted video on Photoshop. Let me introduce you guys. This is my new cat, and we haven't yet decided her name, but it's an Indian cat. Never mind. So it's been so long guys that I haven't posted video on Photoshop. So yesterday we went for the shoot and for some portrait shoot, and to try out my new lens, that is Sigma 30mm f1.4. So I came home and I imported the photos on my PC. Then I was just about to edit those photos. Then I thought, why not to make a video tutorial on it, so that you can guys also get an idea that how I edit my photos, especially portraits. So yes, I will going to explain all the details about how I edit my portraits, so you don't have to copy all the settings like I am doing. I will just going to share how I edit, so maybe you can tweak little bit and create your own style of editing. So without wasting any time guys, let's get started. So here we are in Adobe Photoshop, and you can see guys, I have already imported a portrait of a beautiful friend of mine, Siley. You can check out her Instagram. I will link it down in the description. So this photo was taken by Sony a6400 with Sigma 30mm f1.4, and the photo was shot in RAW. I will explain later in this video how much difference it creates when you shoot in RAW. First of all guys, you will have to duplicate the background. Hit Ctrl+J on your keyboard to duplicate the layer. So first of all, we will have to remove the blemishes and make her skin smooth. So to hide all the spots from her face, we will have to choose healing tool. We will choose spot healing tool, set the hardness to 0 and size according to the blemishes. If you want to increase the brush size, then don't just do like this, right click and reduce the size, and again increase the size. Every time you will have to right click and reduce the size and increase the size. You can just press and hold Alt, and by right clicking, dragging left to right, you can just increase or decrease the size of your brush, so it will save you a lot of time while working. So let me just hide all the blemishes first. You can see, just tap onto it. So now guys, we will have to merge the background layer with the main image. So guys, we will merge all the two layers in one single layer by pressing Ctrl Alt Shift plus E onto keyboard, and you will see all the two layers are merged in the one single layer. Again, you will have to duplicate this layer. For that, again do Ctrl+J. So guys, to smooth her skin, we will do a method called frequency separation. So it will just make her skin smooth without losing texture, so it will give proper natural look to her skin. For that, press Ctrl+I to invert image, and now go here, filter, then other, high pass. So input exact the same numbers for the best results. Like I consider these numbers are the sweet spot for any portraits. So let us type in here 22 and hit OK. Then go here and change the blend mode to vivid light, and now again go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and set the number to 4.4, or you can set 4.5 and hit OK. Then guys, press Alt and click on this icon to create a layer mask, and then now select brush tool and make sure the foreground color is white. If this is black, then press X, it will toggle between black and white. So make sure it is white, and then now zoom in and set the brush size and just paint out her skin like this. Do it carefully and accurately, but just don't paint on her edges, means just paint on her plain surfaces like cheeks and nose and forehead. I will do it. Just leave the lips, and again forehead. I'm not sure you will be able to see a difference, but when I show you before and after, quick before and after, then you will know how much change it can create. Now let me show you quick before and after. So here is before and after. So you can see how much smooth the skin is now looking. Let me paint little bit here, little bit here. I will paint it on fingers as well. Now it looks okay to me. Now guys, again merge all layers into one single layer by Ctrl Alt Shift and E. Now guys, we will do dodge and burn technique. So dodge and burn actually method for lighten up the highlighted areas and darken down the dark areas. So for that, go to here, it says burn tool. You can right click and select first dodge. Dodge means we will lighten up the area of the highlights. Set the exposure to around 10% and now just paint out the highlighted portion like this, like her forehead a little bit and around the edge of the nose. So you can see we have just lightened up the certain areas like which are facing directly against the light. Maybe that is okay. And now choose the burn tool. Again select the exposure to 10% and just paint out her eyebrows to make it more darker. I will just again choose dodge and paint her hair as well to make it shiny. Again paint it on her eyes to make it more white. Okay, this looks good. And now guys, retouching is almost completed, and now go and choose filter, camera raw filter. And now here all the important work goes. Now guys, let's first adjust the temperature. So I want to give some warm look, so I will increase the temperature to around, I guess, 20 or 70. Yes, it looks okay. Now just don't mess with the exposure, and I think contrast is also fine. So I think I will just increase the contrast around 3. And now highlights, I will bring down little bit of highlights. And now shadows, I will increase shadows all the way up to 80 or 90% like this. As you can see guys, when we increase the shadows, all the details from the darker areas are now visible completely without breaking the image. So that is the advantage of shooting in RAW. So you should always shoot your portraits in RAW or any other image, so you can always bring that details from the shadows and as well as highlights in post processing. So make sure you always shoot in RAW. I'm gonna increase some whites around 10, and I'm not gonna mess with the blacks. Now texture clarity, I don't mess with the texture and quality that much for the portraits. And now saturation, I will bring down little bit of saturation to give some moody look. So here in the curves section guys, so basically the curve section is this part controls shadows. You can see now this part controls shadows and this part controls the highlights. So if you make a point and mess with here, so you can see it is now affecting the highlights, and if you make a point here and do this like this, then you can see it is affecting the shadow areas. So basically I will just create 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 points here and 8 points here, and I will tweak each and every point according to the subject. Means according my portrait, your portraits may be different, your portrait may have different light conditions, so you can tweak according to your photos. So just experiment what does exactly this point does. So now I am saying that it is affecting the areas of shadows. Now I will just bring down shadows a little bit, and now like this you can tweak your points according to your subject like I mentioned earlier. So I'm gonna just tweak a little bit. Just don't overdo it, otherwise you will ruin your image like this, you know, like this you can see. So just don't overdo it. Okay, I think this looks perfect. And now guys, we have here sharpening and noise reduction. So you can see guys, there is a lot of noise in this picture because we arrived at the location very late and the sun was almost set, so there is a lot of noise in our picture. So we will just decrease the noise, increase the noise reduction up to 50%. So you can see we have lost pretty much amount of noise. Now we will reduce the color noise as well. Now here in color mixer section, we have hue, saturation and luminance. So we will not mess with the hue that much, but we will make some adjustment in saturation. So I think the red is more saturated, so we will bring down the red to around -16. You can do according to your portrait like I mentioned earlier, but I will just going to give tip which is common for all the images, that the orange part is always denotes skin tones. So if you mess with the orange, then you will see we are messing with the skin tones directly. I will just decrease the saturation of her skin by around -4. And in the luminance section guys, I will increase the luminance of the orange to make her skin more brighter. You can see I am making her skin a lot brighter while increasing orange. So I will keep it around +4 to lighten up a bit. I will also decrease the saturation of the yellows in her background. You can see, so I will decrease some saturation of yellow. And since there aren't any other colors in the picture, we are not messing up with the other colors. But if you have colorful picture, then you can tweak all the settings according to your image. Now here we have split toning. So split toning means we are giving separate colors to highlighted areas and darker areas, that is shadowy areas. So we will just put little bit of teal and orange look into this image. So for teal, you will have to go in this area like 195 or 193 for highlighted, and make saturation around 7%, I guess. Okay, 7 or 6 looks okay to me. And now shadowy areas, for the shadows we will go orange. So for orange I will go here 39 looks good, and saturation I will take around 3. Okay, and you can balance out from here like how much amount of shadowy tones you want or highlighted tones you want in your picture. So I will just balance like +30 looks good to me. Optics doesn't matter. Optical lens distortion, if you have fisheye lens, then it will give distortion and you can correct the distortion here. But no, I don't have any distortion in my image, so I will not mess up with it. And vignetting, I will like to add some vignette to my photo. I will just bring down to -20, I guess. -20 looks good. You can see before and after by just toggling this eye icon, before and after. I guess -30 will do it. And now, and again we have here vignetting. So it is a actually strong vignetting than this one. So you can see we have strong vignetting. So -10. Now here we have calibration. So calibration, we will go directly into blue primary. So blue primary I will increase about +10, and the saturation I will decrease like -10. So this is pretty much ready guys. If you want to see before and after, then you can see this before and after by doing it from here. You can have different light conditions than mine. Obviously this photo is not very much ideal because I am not very good at shooting portraits, and also the lighting conditions was very poor at that time. So you can achieve better results than this, and you can now hit OK. So here we have our smooth portrait with some warm tones and with winter look. Obviously warm tones in winter look, so that is quite contradictory. So you can see now quick before and after. Here's the before and here's the after. And that's it for today guys. Hope you like this video. If you do, then please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you so much, and also goodbye from herself. She was sitting all the way throughout the video on my lap, and she prefers on my lap than the bed I have created for her. She never sleeps on that. So okay, so that's it for today guys, and we will meet in the next video guys. Thank you so much.